Hello guys, welcome to the video. My name is Mihai Veneziano. If you don't know, I'm gonna be covering the Grunfeld defense for our chess channel. And yeah, let's get right onto it. This is the second part. I'm gonna minimize the picture, put it in the on the bottom right corner. Yeah, I've tried to improve on my background, and I've kind of fixed my camera so that you can see me from above. I also have a plant on the bottom right corner. So let's get right into it. I've prepared some games for you guys. Now this one I haven't covered, so I didn't look at it. So basically games from Lichess in 2024 where I played the Grunfeld defense. Now d4, knight f6, c4, g6. This is the Grunfeld after d5. Obviously, we want to flank our bishop and then castle, but then we want to strike in the center. It's like of back and forth, you know. We can't really make our mind. Then we want to take control of the center. We want to keep attacking it. And so we double, not really double, but kind of a take back on c3. His structure, the white's pawn structure is improved. He has the full center, but we get some, more moves in, like bishop g7 castles. We are like accelerating the pace, and we're just gonna rush and attack his center. Bishop g7, knight f3, e5. Why did I play e5? Okay, I guess this is a tricky move. I just want to take on d1 if it ever takes, and then play something like knight c6. Now, I doubt that this is correct. Knight c6 even has bishop b5. Maybe I got bishop d7 though. So yeah, if it goes bishop b5, bishop d7, I have like this threat, and even if bishop got maybe bishop f4 is good enough because there are a lot of weaknesses, but I guess I have a lot of compensation, and then rook h8 can come in, and yeah, this will be a weakness and will be picked off. So I guess black gets a good game. Also, if you takes with the knight, I obviously grab the knight, and then I take. I want to mess up his uh, castling privileges, and then I want to attack these weaknesses, but he will get f4 and perhaps get to defend the pawn. So I'm not quite sure. If knight c6, I still have knight d7, and the bishop to b5, c6. So if bishop b5, I play c6, and then I take on e5. But if f4, I guess I go knight c5 or something. Oh, and then I take this pawn. Yeah, because there's no more bishop to d3. I should be able to grab this pawn, but he will have in the end the bishop pair. And yeah, and a very strong pawn structure, not to mention that too. So yeah, um, he didn't play that. He actually went d5, and now bishop g4. You obviously want to attack the center, put pressure on it. Bishop d2, castles, and now c6. He goes c4. Knight d7, I want to develop my pieces. Now I might indicate that some f5 at some point. I want to break through his structure, and if I can get f5 or and then f takes, or if he takes and I take back, then e4, opening up my bishop, that would be kind of good. That's what I'm aiming for. Bishop to a3 to attack the rook, rook e8, and rook b1. He's putting a lot of pressure and moving pieces with tempo. And now b6. Okay, I think I've done the right job. Um, just kind of securing the pawn on b6. Maybe I want to follow up with rook c8 and knight c5. Not sure if I was actually obliged to play um, c takes d5, but I guess b6 doesn't work because he takes, and or does he? Do I just go knight c5 here? I guess I can play knight c5 or knight f8, and then or knight f6 even, and then I'll try to take the pawn, but it's not so simple. Okay, obviously if he takes, then it will be much simpler. I'll c8 and I'll try to grab the pawn. Plus it puts double pressure on both pawns. So yeah. Anyway, white gets the edge in either scenario. Only here he has a bigger advantage. He has some pins over here. Luckily, my knight is defended by the bishop, but now he takes it away. And yeah, I come over with the other rook. The reason why rook e8 doesn't really work is because of bishop e7, and then I have to um, give up the exchange. So rook bc1, a6, kind of trying to um, bait him to take. Then I guess I wanna play rook to a8, and I wanna take here. Then I wanna grab this pawn at some point maybe. And also f3 is weak, so I guess there perhaps rook d8. But he gets so much out of this. The pawn will be fast, but I guess bishop to f8, bishop to c5 is so strong, so I mean, I would have at least good chances with the opposite color bishops. And bishop to a4, b5. I guess I was low on time at up to this point, but he still gets a very good position. Rook b6, the rook is infiltrated. But now he's in a little bit of a pickle, no? Now what should I do? Isn't something like bishop to d4 good? I guess he's threatening d6 after all. Could take, and play d6. And this is weak. And d7 all time, so I guess bishop to d6 makes a lot of sense. And now, okay, f6, not to allow bishop g5. But still, I guess I was moving slowly. And yeah, maybe even rook 7 is good. Wow, rook e7 definitely makes sense. Because I really want to trade off this rook or at least kick it away. Yeah, but if he goes rook b6, maybe I go bishop c5 or something. Oh, rook d7, okay. But I'm kind of all tied up. Yeah, my knight is attacked, my bishop is attacked, the pawns are attacked. Right, I've recorded 7 minutes for only one game. So f6, bishop to e3, rook e7, takes. Yeah, and now I lose the bishop, obviously. That's why the bishop pair is so important and so strong, and I played just to try to win on time. I guess it was 3+0 or something, but I had no chance and I lost myself on time. Alright, it was an interesting game. I guess I didn't play so accurately because he had the full center and I didn't manage to put enough pressure and, you know, make him make a mistake. So let's see this one that I've won. Still the Grunfeld, the line with bishop to f4. c5, you wanna hit the full center. He kind of wastes a little bit of time to develop this knight, to develop this bishop. Instead, okay, this is also a line, but generally speaking, strategically speaking, he basically gave two moves to develop the knight on c3 and the bishop on f4, instead of playing something like bishop to e2 and castles. If he would have had two moves ahead, like the bishop on c1, the knight on b1, and the other bishop on e2, and the king castle. So now he takes, I take. Now this is not such a good position for white, because he basically opened up the full center. I got good development. This pawn is weak, and if he reacts with something like rook b1, it's gonna be a little bit troublesome for him. Also, bishop to f5 is so strong, and yeah, the rook cannot protect the pawn anymore. It will run away, I guess, queen a5 check, and then I believe this pawn will be loose. If he goes queen d2, I guess I can just grab it. I also guess that I can take maybe also a2 and then grab this one. So yeah, just winning a bunch of pawns. So he played castles, and now I just grab a free pawn and e5. I'm not so compelled with the move e5. Perhaps rook d8 makes more sense, and then queen d5 to offer a queen exchange. Goes rook f1, for example, queen d5, and then I just want to develop my bishop or play b6 or anything else. B6 to protect it and then develop my bishop. But e5, basically, strategically speaking, I'm closing down the diagonal and I'm giving him a tempo because he's moving here and then he wins a tempo. But I wanted to play rook d8 anyway. But queen e7, I mean, my queen goes back. No, it kind of was required to go into protection because rook f1 would have come. But yeah, the queen is less active here. So I'm trying to connect the rooks, I'm trying to develop the pieces, I'm giving up a pawn in this process, and now he could have taken on b7, and even if I take back, he takes back, and rook d1 is nothing because he's got bishop to f1, and now I have some problems myself, because he has a small threat of rook c7, also the knight will hang, the pawn will hang, h3 is also another threat, just to play rook c7 or rook c8. So yeah, the bishop on h6 is so strong. It's very, very annoying, definitely. So he didn't play queen takes b7. He played h3. Now bishop to f7 is a fine move because if I take, he takes with check, I take back and he wins my bishop, so he'll be up a pawn. Yeah, so I just thought that I can win a piece here because I'm hitting his bishop, I'm hitting the queen. The queen cannot keep protection of the bishop. Then I'll take on f3. But he went queen b5. I took on f3, and but I was a little bit curious. Why didn't he just grab here and then if I take on f7, he'll take on a5? I guess he was rushing with bishop takes g6. Because here I shouldn't have anything like I could play b6 or queen f7, let's say, and then what? Oh, I guess I was thinking of something like g5 and queen g6, queen takes h6, but it's a lot of moves, and perhaps he has something like f4, h4, no? That has an edge, but how does he play? Does he just take pawns and then he sacrifices the bishop? Oh, okay. Then what? Just queen takes and then, yeah, just grab this bishop and he's got this passer, the rook coming in, king comes up. So, yeah, just because this bishop is blocked in, I mean, still black is better, but it's not so easy to convert. But here he just gives a free piece, yeah, and I even mess up his pawn structure, queen f7, rook e8, and then it's all about activating the knight, capturing the pawn, winning the queen, and then it's all over soon. Yeah. And then I just proceed to grab a queen and checkmate him. So it's pretty straightforward. That's the game. Let's save it up. Let's save the analysis. Alright, 12, 12:45. I still have a couple of games long. Couple of more games. Okay, so d5 again the Grunfeld. He still plays bishop to f4 and it's the same guy. Alright, and this is a trick. Now yeah, if I went for queen a5, he's got b4. So 94 is very tricky, very, very tricky. And yeah, I wonder if rook c1 is rook c1 is theory, definitely it's with purple. 95, I guess it's not so good. 94 is definitely not good either. And if with queen d8, rook d8, you might be wondering what's happening. If knight d4, then I guess I just take and then take with the rook or e5. Oh, I got e5 here, but I was thinking about knight b5 and knight c7. I would assume that I just take his bishop and his knight c7. For example, I think I got bishop b2 and then bishop c3. Oh, and if king e2, I just got f3 and rook d1, and I win the rook. And also, yeah, also there's not much. So, yeah, if rook b1, rook d1, but rook d1 loses. Why does it, why is it pink there? Bishop c3, I thought it loses. King e2, f3, okay, and then I guess he takes on a8, no? Black is clearly winning, definitely. I have three pieces against two. So yeah, for sure I'm winning here. But I was curious, why not rook b1? Or is it something like bishop c3 again? Oh, there's a checkmate. Oh, and rook d2, I got rook d2. Yeah. And now is it f3? Oh, not f3, but there's some discovery. Rook d4, king e2. I guess this is a repetition. And where's the checkmate? Is it something like bishop g4? Okay, repeating one more time. Bishop g4 check, f3. Sorry, rook d2 I meant. King e1. And now what? Rook g2 check or what? Just takes, simply takes. And where's the checkmate? Rook a2 check from the bishop. And then just this. F3, F1, and still, where's the mate? Oh, there's bishop d2. Okay. Yeah, now I get it. So that's why knight takes c4 is also bad, but I guess that's not all there is to it. If he doesn't capture, if he plays knight d2, it's still kind of bad because I take on d2, rook b1, and still bishop c3. With a lot of pressure, the bishop is strong. I can play queen a5 if the rook attacks it. And yeah, the pressure is just mounting up and black's much better. So he went knight takes d5 and now bishop takes b2, queen a5 check, and now knight c3. I prefer to keep the bishop on the board. I wonder if I played best move. Oh, black is only slightly better. Okay, right. So connect. Okay, the position is equal. Is it correct to play like this? I guess so. Really? Oh, the position is equal. Well, I played the best move. And now what? Knight c3 is not so good. Oh, bishop c3. Yeah, and then, yeah, because I'm putting a triple attack over here. Oh, and then knight c3. Knight takes c3. Okay, makes sense. Makes a lot of sense. Bishop c2 was better. Yeah, because knight e7 is nothing. It's just king h8. And the big question is how do you protect the two? I guess you don't. So knight c3, and now knight b3, queen there. And then I want a rook. He's trying to win it back, but I'm making a threat of like something like bishop c3. And also bishop g4 is strong. And knight a6, if he takes on it, bishop c3, knight a6, he takes my rook, obviously e5, and now rook e8. I guess this e5 is not so good. It exposes my... Oh, it is actually. Because I want to grab his knight. That's why I want his bishop to be removed, not to have him play knight c7 again. Okay, I rook e8, and then I want to move my bishop and then take his knight. While his bishop is here, he wants to take on b7, so just e4. And now bishop to e6, attacking the knight, attacking the pawn. Okay, knight d4, but I just takes. King g7, didn't know what to play, so I'm just improving my king, not allowing any bishop h6. f3, rook c8, knight d4, I just grab it, grab the pawn, knight c3, takes, knight takes c4, knight b4, and f5. And yeah, with two pieces, this is just easy game. I just grab the rook and then check, and he will lost on time because, the demise is gonna come. Wow, look at this, look at two. What a move, man. And if not, I really checkmate, but there's a5. Rook f1 would be checkmate, or knight g3. Yeah, look at this. If he plays, for example, h3, knight takes g3, king g1, and rook g2 mate. And if he doesn't, and if he plays bishop takes, I just take, knight h3, the knight form a barrier, and it's very beautiful. So he has to go back, and now just a5, marching down the board. Yeah, and the main thing is that my pawn queens would check, and it's all over. So yeah, that's the second game, or the third game, I don't know. And it's okay, I've recorded 19 minutes, that's fine. Alright, let's look at the others. This one is very short, this is more like a joke. d4, knight f6, bishop g5. How to punish your opponent, c5, queen b6. Playing very fast because it was a 3-minute game in 2024, so that's almost a year ago. It was in November, so in a couple of months it would have been, yeah, a year ago. Bishop c4, and now there's a problem. Queen b4 check and we win. So I played this tricky move c4 to attack f2, Yeah, E3, and now E6. I'm being very tricky traps, right? You can set up traps every time, right? I'm playing the Grunfeld. It's early Grunfeld because I didn't play G6, but yeah, that's pretty much it. But yeah, the traps work every time. Not, but you can always try them. D4, knight f6, c4, g6. And now I want to pounce like a tiger. Knight 3 d5. And now this guy plays the main classical line. All right, this is what I've learned. Now I play bishop g4 more. And then after f3, for example, knight a5, bishop d3, I take and play bishop e6, play this line. I want to play rook c8. I want to play knight c4, bishop c4. And then once I get the piece over here, because of the pin, if he goes rook c1, I am free to grab the pawn. But this is also theory, this is a line, so it's best to know. b6, I played a different line. Now the main point is, okay, he can take, but I guess queen c7, avoiding the queen exchange. Can take one more time and play something like rook b1, putting more pressure here, wanting to take with the bishop. I guess I got 95. I'm, counter-attacking. You take my pawn, I'll take your bishop, sir. And if he removes the bishop from there, I guess I still have to develop my pieces. So queen c2, for example, and now bishop a6, I would assume, because the bishop didn't move at all. Or do I just move the knight? Right, knight g4 is strong, attacking h2, attacking e3, and if bishop to f4, bishop e5 is moved. Yeah, because I just want to trade this bishop. I want to keep putting pressure. Yeah, just have a normal, very nice game. Alright, but he played rook c1 here, didn't take any pawns. Queen c7 with the same ideas. f3, defending his center. Bishop to b7 because the bishop didn't move. If he takes back over here, then I guess knight a5. If he takes one more time, I'll take his bishop. And if he removes the bishop from the attack, I guess bc5. And then rook fd8, rook c8, and so on. But he played bishop to f4 and now definitely e5 on a trade. Perhaps bishop to e5 would have been better to trade these bishops and basically force a reaction because I'm putting double pressure. I want to take h2. If nothing happens, queen d2, then I get to activate my rooks. Okay, d8 with tempo, queen a3, I guess. And yeah, I can just take and use the position and so on. But here he played bishop d5 after knight e5, c4, queen d4 attacking my knight. And this is a very beautiful tactic, an X-ray. And the main point is that I capture with check. Exactly. Queen d7, bishop a6, I trade, rook e8. Very important to play queen takes d5, take a pawn. Sometimes be greedy, but not too much. Now, okay, I would still probably win this endgame, but it's very annoying. Rook g5, bishop g7. Even with this, then he just returns and he's threatening bishop e5, so everything is annoying. Knight to f5, I prefer to just put my rook up. Because now I'm threatening to capture with my rook, then I'll take very happily, because I still have my rook. And yeah, ever since this, I started making content, and that's basically it. Now I'm very sleepy because I'm filming this very late at night. It's 11:25 p.m. and I gotta get up in the morning at work today too at my job. So yeah, that was just grabbing the queen, tactics, and combinations. There's one more game. It's not a clear Grunfeld, but it will transpose to one where you hit the center. I haven't seen this game. Obviously, I've played it, but in 2024, now it's 2025. Okay, the pawns are equal. Only my bishop is much more active. I want to play king f8. I want to play e6, put my pawns on his light square. King e7 and play for the win. This is how you try a little bit to play for the win. You put the pawns, play the same color as his bishop. Okay, bishop to d4. Alright, now I'm trying to make some weaknesses. Bishop c1, I'm hitting everything he's got. Oh, and now rook d8. The main thing is he might be threatening something like rook d6. I guess I could have just started grabbing pawns. Only now I would have to find some moves with the king, which is kind of difficult. Rook d8, takes, bishop to f4, king e7, and then, yeah, he's just rushing. Yeah, and I missed all of these moves, and even at the end, wins a pawn. But, yeah, let's see how he maneuvers. Yeah, I guess he's completely winning. I was just bluffing, trying to get him on time, but there was nothing coming to save me. And then time forfeit, I lost some time. So yeah, I guess this concludes our video, our Grunfeld part 2. Let's transform to the screen. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to drop it a like. Drop it a like this, of course. I wanted to say also comment down below. What did you enjoy the most or any suggestions? Um, and yeah, basically, let's interact with each other. Let's get to know each other as a famous quote like a bold or how to say it, humble guy said, "I'm nobody." So I would say this about myself, even though I've won a lot of tournaments. My rating is 2100 over the board, classical chess, and it's online on chess.com. It's 2500. So yeah, that's very good. Obviously, perhaps I could go much higher, not much higher, but I guess I could hit like 26, 2700 online and maybe 2300 over the board. But yeah, that's the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Those were some games that I played in the Grunfeld. Next up, I guess we're gonna look at some theory, step by step, and maybe check some Grandmasters games. And yeah, that's all there is to it. Like, share, share and subscribe to the channel to support me. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed and see you next time. Bye bye.